The last coal-fired power station has just closed in a country. 142 years ago, the very first coal-fired power station was opened by Thomas Edison, 1882. And they've been running ever since in the United Kingdom. But the last one has just closed as of yesterday, which was the 30th of September, a Monday. And this was at Ratcliffe-on-Soar in Nottinghamshire. And it's the last coal-fired power station in the UK. And that one has been running since 1967. So that's a long time, not quite 60 years. So this is a major milestone in the country's production of power. So as I said, it started back in 1882 when the inventor, Thomas Edison, started the first coal-fired power station in the world. And that was to bring light to the streets in the capital, London. And since then, they've built more and more, and they've spread around the world. So I suppose you could say that Thomas Edison is responsible for a lot of pollution. However, the UK has now gone and closed the last power station, and renewables are replacing gas. Renewables and gas are replacing coal, and there's still some nuclear there as well. So if we just take a quick look at this chart, you'll see that wind and solar have gradually increased. There's some nuclear. Gas has certainly increased, but oil and coal is now down to zero, which is good. There's a lot of batteries are being used now to replace all this oil and gas. So, I mean, this is a good thing. Oil and gas has been replaced. So, basically, back in the 1990s, coal began to be forced out of the electricity mix. Gas and renewables started up. And over the next few decades, gradually they got rid of more and more coal. And now they're building more and more offshore wind, and they're also building some solar panels, but they're also installing some batteries, because in order to maintain their power so that you keep the lights on at night or when the wind doesn't blow, they've had to install some batteries. Now, they do have some gas-fired peaker plants and so on as well, but I think that this is an excellent opportunity that Britain have grabbed. Unfortunately, in Australia, we've still got our stupid minister, Tanya Plibersek, who's just approved another 3 coal mine extensions. I mean, what the? They're supposed to be a green party. They're supposed to be helping the environment, but they keep approving more and more coal mines. They're just plain bloody stupid. Britain has shown great leadership here and has basically set a benchmark for other countries to follow. And that's according to Lord Debon, who's been involved in this closure. So back in 2010, renewables were 7% of the UK's power. And the first half of 2024, that's this year, it was 50% of the power generation, which is a new record. So the rapid growth of green power has meant that coal could be switched off for short periods of time. And the first coal-free days in their power started to occur in 2017. And they've gradually increased to now when there is zero coal-fired power being put into the British grid. So one of the things that Britain have done is all these people that were working in the coal mine are being retrained into green energy solutions, wind and solar and battery. Now, they've still got some challenges ahead, let's be fair. Coal is very polluting, and the advantage of it was always available. So, wind and solar doesn't always produce, but they've got a whole load of new innovations coming on, and that includes sticking some batteries in to maintain the power to the grid when things go a bit skew-whiff, if you like. Now, unfortunately, it does mean that they're dependent on China to produce some of their batteries, but they are getting skilled workers to help make their own batteries eventually in Britain. Look, this has just got to be the way of the future. And hopefully they'll be able to do the same with gas-fired power stations eventually. What do you think to this amazing feat that Britain have done? Do you think we should follow in Australia? I do. And I think we should stop approving more coal mines and get on with stopping coal-fired power stations. I know here in WA, we've got one more to go in Collie, and they're going to be replacing that with a big battery. And various places around Australia are doing just that. But we need to do more, and we need to stop digging up more coal and expanding the coal digging facilities that we've already got. It's just plain stupidity. So what do you think? Make your comments below about this amazing revelation that's happened in the UK. And while you're down there, there's that like and subscribe button as well. Thanks very much. Please, please, please click on them. It does help the channel, does help the algorithm. So thank you for doing that. And while you're down there, in the description section, there is a link to my Ko-fi page. Pretty please. That would be really nice if you'd help me out there. And I'll see you all very soon.